I thank you for the invitation to say a few words, and I promise I'll make it a few words. We are deeply, deeply moved by what we see today. I think the first time I came to St. Vincent was in about 1975. The elders of our sponsoring church, then the 6th and Izard congregation in Little Rock, Arkansas, had helped you purchase this building. I believe it stopped about here then, if I remember correctly, or maybe further. And they were sending one of their number to St. Vincent to, if I recall correctly, sign the deed over to you local brethren so the building belonged to you. And they had not traveled very extensively, and so I'd just come from Germany and spent 20 years there as a missionary, and they looked at me and they said, "Bill, we want you to go with Brother Coolidge Faulkner, one of the elders, and kind of make sure that he gets down there and gets back." And so I had the benefit of having a free ride and coming to St. Vincent in the Caribbean for the very first time. It was on that trip, because we went from here to Dominica to St. Kitts, visiting several churches, I believe maybe St. Lucia. And as we traveled, we met some people on Liat Airlines that were from the U.S., and they'd been in the Caribbean doing medical missions. They were from a denomination that's quite prevalent down here. And so they began to tell us about how excited they were, how they'd come to some of these places, and how people needed medical treatment, and they were able to provide some treatment for them. And it just happened, I use that term loosely because I believe it was God's providence, that in the congregation we had come from, there were about 15 medical doctors at that time. One or two of them were close friends of mine. And we got back, well, I contacted Brother Thompson. Some of you remember Dr. Thompson. He was the one that led the team here, the medical team. And I told him about meeting these other people, and I said, "We ought to do that. Would you be willing to put together a medical team and to go to St. Vincent, since our congregation already had some involvement here?" And I always remember what he told me. He said, "I think every medically trained person," and I'll share this with you brethren from Ghana, kind of remember what I'm telling you. He said, "I think every medically trained person who's serious about their Christianity would like somehow to use the skills that they've learned and the talents that God has given them to help people who are in need and to glorify the Lord and help His church." I always remember that. And so as a result of that, we began to work together. And in 1980, we brought the first medical team here. I moved to Germany. I went back to Germany. And I told Dr. Thompson, I said, "I can't come with you because I'm going to Germany, but I'll get some other brethren." And we were close friends. And he said, "No, no, no." He said, "If I can come from Little Rock, Arkansas, you can come from Bremen, Germany, and meet me in the Caribbean." And so that's what we did for a number of years. He put the medical teams together. I worked with the local church, organizing things, getting permission from the government, and so on, and we came here. So when I think of St. Vincent, I have a very warm feeling in my heart, because it was here that this ministry we now call Partners in Progress was actually born. And it was because of your warm reception. And I hope you appreciate how all of these things work together for the glory of God. It was because of your warm reception and your encouragement that we started doing these things. And in the next 10 or 15 years, we put together over 200 medical teams that worked on almost every single island in the Caribbean, with the exception of some real small ones like Barbuda. But all from Puerto Rico to Trinidad. We conducted medical missions, and also in Guyana. And so you had a part. You didn't know that. But you had a part in making this real. How many of you remember being here when the medical teams came. Anybody around that still remembers? Oh, a goodly number, goodly number. Well, you had a part in putting this ministry together and in encouraging us. And as a result, we've done projects in almost 60 countries all over the world. But it all started here. And so we wanted to come back and to see you again and to see if there was any way we might be able to assist. But as I told the brethren at the retreat yesterday, I said, you know, if we come and talk to you and you say, no, Brother Bill, we don't need any help, you just go on back home. I said, I'll be very pleased. Because I know that God has blessed you and that you've matured and that you are past the need of outside help. However, they kind of laughed when I said that. None of us are really past the need of outside help, are we? I tell people all the time, I need all the help I can get. So it's a joy to be with you. And it's wonderful that you have grown and developed. I see this building, which is unbelievable compared to what it was back in the 1980s. And so I want to say God bless you. Thank you for encouraging me and encouraging our congregation back in Little Rock, Arkansas, to begin this ministry that's gone to the whole world. Without you, without the beginning here, I doubt if this would have ever happened. So thank you again. God bless you.